today is, what is it like owning a high-mile BMW E30? And I think I'm in a good position to talk about this because I've owned this car for over 15 years, and I bought this for $900 in 2010 with 198,000 miles on a broken odometer. I've owned at least 15 of these cars, and all of them have had broken odometers with over 200,000 miles.
I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying that to prepare you for the reality of what it is to search for, buy, and own a vintage vehicle like this. And these cars came out in the early 80s, which makes them over 40 years old now. And a lot of the parts on them are going to be original. You'll find original airflow meters, idle control valves, ignition coils, all kinds of things. And that's still okay because things like rust, collisions, partial part outs, over modifying, these are the kind of things that make these money pits.
I think it's worth talking about the engine that these came with, which is really overlooked and I think really underloved. The timing belt part of this is something that triggers a lot of people. And I think you gotta overlook that because the timing belt you need to do every 5 to 7 years. They say 50,000 miles. I've seen some go a lot longer than that. And the job is not really hard. And if you don't want to do it yourself, it's not really expensive. If you're gonna spend over $5 grand, and if you're getting a nice one, over 10 grand on one of these cars, I think it's absolutely a non-factor to pay somebody $400 to $500 parts and labor to knock out your timing belt job if you're not willing to do it yourself. That's probably already too much for some people. And that's okay, because an important part of evaluating whether you're ready for a vintage vehicle is whether you have bandwidth, either mentally or practically, to deal with maintenance and upkeep. I've taken this car to over 35 states, and this chassis has 300, 350. There's really no way to know the mileage, and to be honest, I don't even care anymore. So if mileage isn't important, then what is? And I say 100% condition. And you have to be a savvier buyer that way. You know, we're talking about 35, 40-year-old cars now, and even if it has 300,000 miles, which you wouldn't even know, if it's been taken care of and stuff has been done, you'll have less to do. I relied on this car every day to take me to work or to go on a really, really long road trip because I always felt comfortable after getting to know this car that it was always going to get me where I needed to go.
Now, there are some typical old car problems that you're probably going to run into with one of these, at least in one shape or another, and I'll list those over here. All of them do have solves. Some are more expensive or time consuming than others, but it doesn't stop the car from being mechanically good, and you can do these things over time. But anyway, let's get this thing out on the road and see how she does.
Life is full of maintenance and upkeep. Health, hygiene, diet, taking out the trash. Embrace the reality of being a self-made car person and the experience of knowing your car to the point that driving it is like walking, and that nothing ever surprises you because you can tell when something's off. Buy the right car, knowing that you can handle the maintenance on it because no matter what, the car is simple and intuitive, and your chassis is solid and doesn't need thousands of dollars thrown into making it look like the car you'd be proud of. These cars are becoming collectible now, and there's no one single mechanical repair that wouldn't be worth doing. E30s are not going down in value, and I promise you that they're an awesome everyday vehicle once dialed in. Buy a clean, nice driving example and forget the mileage. It's a badge of honor.